Today, we're going to talk about one of the top suburbs in St. Louis, right smack in the middle of St. Charles County, and that is St. Peter's. So if you're looking to move to the area and just learn a little bit more about it, we're going to give you the rundown of what you should know before you move here. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Lana.
So St. Peter's is a super charming, super central suburb in St. Charles County, and it was actually ranked as one of the best places to live by Money Magazine in 2008, 2010, 2012, 2017, 2020, and 2021. So it's been going strong for a few years. It was actually ranked 22nd overall in the US and the number one place in Missouri to live and raise a family.
Let's go St. Peter's.
It's got a lot going for it.
St. Peter's is a super friendly, community-oriented area. Their tagline is literally my hometown. So if you're ready to make it your hometown, call us.
Give us a shout. Yeah, if you're moving to the area, we are a group of practicing realtors. Call us, text us, email us, send us a message in a bottle, whatever works for you. We'd love to represent you if you're buying or selling in St. Louis. That's what we're here for.
Messenger bird.
Send us a pigeon with a note.
That would be awesome.
Just holler at us.
We should get a bird.
Team bird.
The gateway bird.
The
living St. Louis bird.
We get like a dove and just keep it in the office to bring like good peace. So St. Peter's is definitely one of the suburbs, even maybe like exurbs of St. Louis. You're going to be about 40 to 45 minutes outside of the downtown area. If you're going there for work or you're just making a day trip to watch a Cardinals game or go to the city museum, keep that in mind.
One thing that's great about St. Peter's is how it is very centrally located in St. Charles County. So you really have easy access to anywhere.
Yeah, this is one of the great parts. It is right in the center and it's easy to get to other places you might be going, like Cottleville, Newtown, Wentzville, some of the other parts of St. Charles County that are maybe more on the edges of it, like Defiance, out to Augusta and Wine County. You've got a couple big highways to know about in St. Peter's. So towards the south, you're going to have Route 94, which splits into 364, and those will take you pretty much right across St. Charles County. Towards the north, you're going to have I-70, and that's going to be your main interstate, whether you're going into the city of St. Louis. It'll take you all the way west through Wentzville, Columbia, and towards Kansas City. Then you've also got Route 370, which stems off of I-70 towards the top of St. Peter's.
So one thing about St. Peter's is it's definitely going to have a more established feel. So you're not going to have as much new and upcoming. I mean, you will have like some new construction areas still, but really a great variety of neighborhoods, whether it's new homes, newer homes, or older style homes. I mean, it really is definitely a more established area.
St. Peter's is definitely already pretty well developed, I would say, compared to an area like Wentzville or Forestell, where there is still more of that westward movement, and you're seeing, vacant land and old agricultural land being turned into new neighborhoods and subdivisions. St. Peter's is pretty much already filled out, I would say, especially because it's kind of boxed in between O'Fallon, St. Charles, Weldon Spring. So there isn't really a lot of expansion going on, but like Lana said, you still will see some little pockets of new development with new homes, newer built homes if they're not brand new. And then you do have a lot of these more matured subdivisions that go back to the 60s, 70s if you're looking for maybe an older ranch or a two-story home or a split level that is a little bit older. You'll see those neighborhoods as well.
As far as the new construction in St. Peter's, we're really seeing a lot of more townhomes, villas, apartment complexes going up, with still some single family homes, but majority of what we're seeing is townhomes, villas, apartments.
And there is also a ton of job growth happening in St. Peter's right now. So actually Amazon is the largest employer in the area.
Amazon.
So logistics and fulfillment is a big sector here. Towards the north along 370, you have this industrial and logistics business park where you've got Amazon, you've got FedEx. You have some of these new logistics facilities that have been recently built to accommodate the businesses that are moving to St. Peter's to have more office and warehouse space. Now, if you're trying to get a sense of what the feel is in St. Peter's, you definitely have to be more of a suburbanite at heart, because across St. Charles County, you're going to see a lot of this sprawling suburban feel, lots of residential neighborhoods, strip centers along the major roads, but it does have a very, very suburban feel, and that's pretty much exactly the same as what you'll notice in O'Fallon, Lake St. Louis, St. Charles. It just varies from place to place as far as how new the neighborhoods are, some of the little historic pockets, but overall, it is going to be your typical car-dependent suburbs, about 40 to 45 minutes outside of, the urban core of St. Louis City.
If you are interested in more of the new construction route in St. Peter's, there is a few communities going up. One of the new construction neighborhoods going up is Fairmont Grove by McBride.
Yeah, that is a new construction community for brand new townhomes. Another really nice subdivision for single family homes is going to be Rye Hill Manor by Fisher and Fritchell. And then another premier townhome community you want to know about is the Towns at Lineman by Lombardo. And this is actually one of a few neighborhoods where Lombardo is offering their townhome floor plan, which I haven't seen much in the St. Louis area. So that's relatively new here. So given that St. Peter's is definitely a strong suburbs kind of place, you are going to have a lot of these strip centers and strip malls everywhere. Mid-Rivers Mall Drive is going to be one of the main streets going through. Tons of stores, grocery stores, Target, your Lowe's and Home Depot, tons of chains for breakfast, lunch, dinner, coffee shops all throughout there. If you love drive-through places, a lot of them are going to be along Mid-Rivers Mall Drive. And then you've also got some stuff going along Mexico Road, which is towards the north of St. Peter's. So those are two of these main, strips that will go through and have all of your commercial shopping, gyms, food, restaurants, groceries, all that kind of stuff. And just to clarify one thing, Mid-Rivers Mall Drive is a big, busy street that goes north to south, and it will lead, if you go further north, to the actual Mid-Rivers Mall, which is a big shopping mall towards the north of St. Peter's. So it might get confusing. There's Mid-Rivers Mall, the shopping mall, and then there's Mid-Rivers Mall Drive, which is a big, busy road that leads to the mall.
And you do have some more options right off Mid-Rivers Mall, more like north of 70. So you'll have Mid-Rivers Mall, which is like great shopping, food. And then across the service road, they more recently built a shopping center with more shopping. There's a couple of restaurants. We got a Cooper's Hawk, Outback, some different stores. And then right off of there, we also have a cute little pocket, Old Town St. Peter's. And that's going to be your older established area. And that's kind of like, if you know St. Peter's, you know that area. Not, I wouldn't say hole in the wall places, but kind of like that. I mean, everyone probably like knows each other. Could be regulars going there. There's Hobo's, Elmer's Bar and Tavern. There's a cute little wine bar, a little breakfast place. Super small. So not a whole lot in the Old Town St. Peter's, but the cute little spots with some good food.
Yeah, so basically on the other side of I-70 from Mid-Rivers Mall, you do have this little strip of, historic St. Peter's. It is definitely on the smaller side compared to, for example, the historic St. Charles district with Main Street. That's like a really big historic district. Historic St. Peter's is a little bit smaller, so there's only a couple shops and stores throughout there, but it does have that, historic charm back from when it was first established as a town in the 1800s. So if you want to go check out some more local businesses and take a break from all the big chains, you're going to see several spots in the historic part of St. Peter's. Now, if you live in St. Peter's, you are going to have access to tons of great amenities from parks, recreation, fitness facilities.
One great place to check out in St. Peter's is the St. Peter's Recplex. They offer so much. There's over 236,000 square feet of recreation. Whether you want to play some basketball, go swimming. In the winter, they have ice skating.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's probably going to be your top spot if you're just looking to stay active and go work out. You've also got 25 different parks throughout St. Peter's, and they range in size and what they have, but some of the good ones are City Center Park, Jack Geddemeyer Park, Rabbit Run Park, and 370 Lakeside Park, which is actually the largest municipal park in St. Charles County. The place is massive. They have a 140-acre lake where you can go boating, fishing. You can also actually go camping at the park. They have like a little spot for RVs. Tons of walking trails. Great place to go for a walk, for a run. Take the kids there, take the dogs there. That is one of my favorites in St. Peter's. So St. Peter's absolutely has a lot to love about it. If you're looking for, one of the more quiet suburban places to move to outside of St. Louis that is still easy to get around and access to great amenities and outdoor space, you can't miss this one. Again, if you would like help buying, selling, whatever that looks like for you, get in touch with us. We'd love to help you with that process. Outside of that, thanks for tuning into this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.